the only solution, the only guarantee for our future, the future of my children, the future of their children, the future of generation unborn is Biafra. If you are not in support of Biafra, you are the traitor. You are a traitor. You are a traitor. And the people, the generation that are coming, they will tell you if you are alive. They will spit on your face. They will urinate and defecate on their grave for betraying them. You come to talk, you are afraid. You are laying liver. You are a coward. You don't want to stand up and fight. You want to remain where you are. I will not remain with you. Biafran army, the military of Biafra will be the core foundation of the Biafran people. Our military, they say if you want peace, prepare for war.
All right, so this is the video ASARI DOKUBO made, saying that what he believes is the best way forward for Nigeria is by letting Biafrans go. And I know that what he meant also in that video is, you know, letting Biafrans go, meaning letting the Yoruba people go with their Yoruba nation, letting the Hausa people go with their Arewa. Yes, that is what I believe he meant in that video. But, you know, as somebody said, that when Biafrans go, that the Yorubas and the Hausas will go into war to find their way out. But personally, I don't believe that, and I don't pray for that. Because any person in his or her right senses will never pray for war, especially in Nigeria or in Africa. We don't pray for war because war is not something to toil with. Go and ask Ukraine. Go and ask Gaza what they are facing now. So we don't pray for war, any kind of war at all. We don't pray for it, and that is why we Biafrans are praying for a peaceful division. Oh yes. Now, having said this, the video you just watched of ASARI DOKUBO speaking is not actually a new video. Yes, but you know what? I'm going to show you the new video he dropped talking about Biafra. But before then, I want to show you a video. So please, bear with me. Watch this. Then after watching this video I'm about to show you now, then I will show you the recent video ASARI DOKUBO made talking about Biafra. So please, watch this.
In 1914, Nigeria was created by one sick man called Lord Lugard. And there is nobody called a Nigerian. If you go to Lagos and there's somebody in the bus and they ask, how many people are in the bus? They say 5 persons and 1 Gambari. Who is a Gambari? Is he not supposed to be a Nigerian? If you go there, you go to the north, they say Nyamiri. You go there, Berebe Panzani. If they are rioting in Kano, they will not look for Ghanaians to kill. They will look for Igbos, Yorubas, and Ijaws to kill. The same is everywhere. So where is the Nigeria we are talking about? Until the issues of the Niger Delta and the people who are dispossessed of their sovereignty is solved, there will be no peace. And people like us will not agree. Because the Bible says, and I want to quote, how can I sing the Lord God's song in a strange land? How can I, an German, be called a Nigerian and be made to sing a Nigerian national anthem when I am not a Nigerian? I live and die an German. I will never become a Nigerian or a River State man. I am not. This battle stand called River State, why was it created? To cause confusion. When the Igbos rose against the Nigerian oppressive state, in order to cause confusion between we and our brothers, the Igbos, Ojukwu Gowon deceitfully created what he called River State, another battle stand, another homeland for dispossessed people. I want to say that our fight, the fight of Ken Saro-Wiwa, Isaac Boro, and all the fallen heroes, is to reclaim our stolen sovereignty. For this, I was detained for 2 years. 10 months, 13 days on the ground by the maximum ruler of the Nigerian state, General Olusegun Obasanjo.
First, be Biafra first.
Now, after watching this video, you realize that this video was actually made when ASARI DOKUBO was quite younger, right? So he was speaking out of, utmost intelligence and not under any alcoholic influence. Yes, and he was speaking out of what he know and what he believe is the truth. But you know what? In the recent time, ASARI DOKUBO has dropped a different bombshell about Biafra. Oh yes. Now, I'm not making this video to insult, to disrespect, or to bring any form of shame to ASARI DOKUBO. But I tell you, on this channel, we tell you reality, regardless of anything, regardless. Now, do you know that upon all these things that are happening, or that is happening in Nigeria now, that ASARI DOKUBO has not come out to condemn it? And let me also surprise you. Do you know that Fulani herdsmen are in River State in their farm, unaliving people in their farm? Are you aware of that? Have you heard any news where ASARI DOKUBO said that, oh, his military has taken over the bushes of River State to, chase or to pursue the Fulani herdsmen? Have you ever heard about that news? Have you? No. But ASARI DOKUBO, who once believed, who once acknowledged, who once speak for the state of Biafra, is now coming out to tell us that Biafra is not the solution. In fact, okay, let me show us a bit of that video. I will show us a bit of this video where ASARI DOKUBO was saying, let the National Assembly vote so that the Igbos will go with their Biafra, so that this will happen, so that this will happen. And after watching this, I began to say, is it the same man who spoke in favor of Biafra? Is it the same man who said that the best way for Nigeria is for division? Please, let me allow you to watch a bit, just a bit, because there are so many things I want to show you in this video. Yes, there are so many videos I want to show you, and there are so many things we are going to learn in this video. Please, watch a bit of what he said about Biafra and about Igbo people.
The Igbos go. The Igbos go. President Bola Tinubu, let the Igbos go. Let the Igbos go. National Assembly, let the Igbos go. Ting 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 ting, tom 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 tom, ting 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 ting, let the Igbos go. Yeah. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, please, in the name of God.
Did you see that? Now, wait, because there are other videos I want to show you. Because I tell you that ASARI DOKUBO is a typical example of Nigerian politicians. Yes, he claims he's not a politician. He's a militant fighting for the liberation or for the freedom or for whatever he's fighting for his people. But unfortunately, this man is not what he said he is. Unfortunately, I don't know. Somebody that will come today and tell you A, tomorrow he will tell you B. Is that the person you want to believe? Is that the person you want his leadership? Or is it how militants behave? As I said, I mean no insult to ASARI DOKUBO in this video. But as I said earlier too, that I bring God's reality regardless. Now, I want to show you another video. Please bear with me. We are going somewhere. At the end of this, I will show you the recent video ASARI DOKUBO did about Biafra. Because, as I said, this man is a typical example of Nigerian leaders that tell you this, but what they are doing is this. When they tell you stand, my dear, run. Now, I want to also remind you of something. And mind you, why I'm bringing some of these old videos to you is to remind you what has happened. And, you know, your past should be able to teach you a lesson. Yes, your past should be able to teach you a lesson. For some of you that still believe, oh, that one Nigeria is the best. For some of you that believe, oh, we have leaders we are looking up to. I believe ASARI DOKUBO is also one of the leaders you are looking up to, isn't he? But please, just hold on. I want to also show you this video of ASARI DOKUBO saying something about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Please, take a little time and watch this.
When I tell Nnamdi Kanu, say, I go smoke him out. That Tinubu na president. No. Like when they lie, people, they believe their lies. Now in the cry, meh, 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 meh. The sit at home when bring, you say, you know, like sit at home again. Yes, sir. If you don't want, if you are not a man, don't pretend to be. So when people tell you, say, I like you know them, they say make I like you know interview. Make I tell you one thing, nobody don't tell me that time. I know they go me, or they see me, or I will leave it, when I see me, they come out for house.
No, sir. And you know what? Few years later, after ASARI DOKUBO dropped this video, few years later, now listen to what he's saying recently about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Please watch it.
If we cannot protect the people, allow Nnamdi Kanu to come out. Maybe because of one man, hundreds of people will be killed every day. Allow him to come out. It's as simple as that. The life of these people are more precious, more important than keeping Nnamdi Kanu in the prison. And you do not have the power, the strength, the wherewithal to provide security for the people. You are not talking of property. You are not talking of, you don't have. It's as simple as that.
I told you that this man is a typical example of Nigerian politicians, isn't he? He is indeed. Now, have you ever asked yourself, why is it that these leaders, some of Nigerian leaders that we are shouting, oh, bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, oh, criticize him, oh, kill him, oh, bring him, oh, imprison him, oh, castrate him, and so on and so forth. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that in the recent days that these people are speaking in Kanu's favor? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about those who once believed that the best way forward is by keeping Nigeria one? Have you ever thought about why most of them are recently coming out to say, oh no, we can't do this? And some of them are actually going for restructuring. They said, no, we don't need election. What we need is restructuring. As some said, is breakup. Should I also show you the videos? This will tell you, or this will show you a typical example of those that are your leaders. Oh yes, but you know what? Let me show you so that I can prove myself right in this video. Please watch this video.
Our next priority is not election. Our next priority is rearranging this country. This country must be rearranged. This country is a fraud. It's a lie. Nigeria is a lie. What is called Nigeria died in 1966. When the military shot the gun and suspended the constitution that brought us together. Nigeria was a negotiated country. It was negotiated under the British that the only way that a country like us, close to 300 nationalities, people with different ideas, different orientation, different religion, different mindset, different way of life, the only way they can cohabit is if they are allowed to govern themselves in their different setting, and then at the upper point come and have a weak center, just like United States of America. New York and New Jersey are just like Lagos and Ogun State. Only a river separated them. Two close states, two different governments, two different laws. So you don't like their laws and their pay in New Jersey, you move to New York. You don't like New York, you go to Philadelphia. You don't like Philadelphia, you go to Atlanta. Everyone is separately governed. Do you see their election acrimonious as ours? No, state by state election, and then they coordinate it at the center. But everything comes from one source here. That's military. That's military. We are still under military rule, which we now call democracy. There's no democracy in Nigeria. So we must first of all restructure this country and go back to pre-1966 setting, modify it. This country cannot work except we go back to what we negotiated. When people say Nigeria cannot be negotiated, I say it's a lie. It was negotiated. It was negotiated. Under Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Ahmadu Bello, it was negotiated. And everyone believed, grow your own area, I grow my own area, we meet at the top. How come we are shut down? When February you are going to vote? Because, you know, sometimes I look at Nigeria, oh, I'm overshooting my time. I look at Nigeria, I just laugh. We behave.
Can you identify 3 of the most pressing problem of Nigeria that we can contextualize into our conversation? What would you say, Prof, if you have the solution on your left hand to fix the problem? What would you identify as 3 major Nigerian problems?
The first one I will identify is lack of nationhood. Nigeria is a country still yearning for nationhood. What does that mean? What it means is that we are not united. We are still what Chief Obafemi Awolowo once called a piece of geographical expression. Ahmadu Bello once said it was a piece of historical mistake because we were cobbled together on 3rd January 2014 by Lord Lugard, the Southern and Northern Confederates, and the Lagos colony, after Nigeria had been given her name by a young British author who wrote in the London Financial Times of 8th January 1897, calling it Nigeria, that Niger area. That is first major problem. In other words, we were cobbled together through the direct and indirect rule system that we were operating, with all of us already enjoying our independence. The Benin Empire, the Oyo Empire, the Kanem Bono Empire, the ancient Ife. We were already independent, having our own systems of government, and we were happy. Now, such people that were already used to their independence and ways of life, to put them together and say they cannot now discuss their future.
Is this the reason for the agitation we see in Nigeria? This idea of lack of nationhood.
In fact, it is the beginning and the end of it. I can assure you that you were talking about 3 problems. I identified that one major problem. If you don't have nationhood and nobody believes in Nigeria as a country, if I ask you, show where are you from? You won't say I'm in Nigeria. You first quickly mention your village and then your state. Then you are filling a form. After asking you for your name, the next question is place of origin. You put it town, they say local government. You put it, they say state. You put it, then they say religion. You are already being typified. You are already being profiled to know whether what we want here can come to you or not come to you.
But how do we resolve this? Because either we like you are an Ozekome.
Yeah.
You have your origin.
Yes.
You are of the Edo origin.
Yes.
And if you want to drill down, you can tell who your forefathers are.
Yeah, yeah.
I am an Okimbalue, and I can also tell who my forefathers are.
Yeah.
But can we take away the fact that we are different tongues? Our tongues different.
No.
And our presidents who have constituted conferences, at least 2 of the presidents have said, you can have every conversation, but the unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. The former President Goodluck Jonathan said as much. In those kind of conversations, the fear of the disintegration and some people wanting to exit the nation might start to think.
Now, I tell you, I am not saying every Nigerian should now be the same person. In fact, I've always argued, and everybody, I'm on record to say that of Professor Onigu Otite's 374 ethnic groups in Nigeria through a demographic survey. He was a great sociologist that speak over 380 languages. Each of them must have a place and be respected in where he comes from. But when you want to roughing it over others, for example, like former President Buhari calling a whole ethnic group, one of the three largest ethnic groups, the Igbos, Southeast, as a dot in the cycle. What will you call me? A minority within a minority from Ijukwe, near Aginebode, East local government area of Edo State. What are you going to call me? But in America, for example, they first ask you, what's your name? You tell them. They say, where are you from? We ask you, what do you mean? You mean where I work? Or where I schooled? Or where I live now? Or where I was born? Because each of them would have been different. But they regard themselves as Americans. So they have what you call faith in their country. We do not have faith in our country. How do we do that? That is why when you go around on a Sunday, tomorrow is Sunday, today is Sunday. If you are go around, you will see different town unions. And where will you see a Nigerian union holding a meeting? So it's like the Bible. It says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things shall be added. If we get it right constitutionally, because the present foundations are fundamentally damaged, they are damaged. I give you an example, Shion. If you have a house that the walls are cracking, how do you repair the walls? Do you go to the walls, you take a hammer, you begin to chisel it with a chisel, right? Then you get cement, mortar, you call it bricklayer, and say, we patch this wall. He patches it. In 1 or 2 months' time, more chaos, more gullies, more cracks appear on the wall. You have to look for the cause of that wall. You discover that there's a big tree in your compound whose trees have sprouted. They have become so big that they have gone towards the foundation of the house, and it's what is actually threatening it to fall. What do you do to that tree? You don't go to the tree and cut off the branches, because the branches will grow anyway again, and the walls will continue to crack. You go to the tree, to the roots.
Nigeria is a big lie.
A big lie.
Yes, I want to substantiate my claim of saying Nigeria is a big lie. Please listen to Tafawa Balewa, Nigeria's first prime minister, in 1948. I quote him: since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country, but the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, religious beliefs, and customs, and do not show themselves any signs or willingness to unite. Nigerian unity is only a British invention. Tafawa Balewa, 1948. Yeah. Okay. Now listen to Nnamdi Azikiwe, 1964. It is better for us and many admirers abroad that we should disintegrate in peace and not in pieces. Should the politicians fail to heed this warning, then I will venture the prediction that the experience of the Democratic Republic of Congo will be a child's play if ever it comes to our turn to play such a tragic role. Nnamdi Azikiwe, 1964. Nigeria is not a nation. It is a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same context as there are English, Scots, and Welsh.
Okay.
1947.
Olóyè Lọ́kàn Alabi.
Yes.
Thank you for featuring on State Affairs.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, after seeing all these videos, what do you make of it? What do you think? Which way is the best way forward you think Nigeria will go or should go? Please do well to drop your comment on the comment section. I'll read it and we'll communicate at the comment section. All right? I'll see you in my next video, because there are so many things happening that I want to bring to you. And of course, I can't forget to always take us back. Yes, I will remind us of what has happened so that we use it to learn and use it to remember where we are going. So please do well to drop your comment on the comment section what you think about this video. All right? I'll see you in my next video. Thank you very much, and may God continue to bless you. Peace.